For nearly a century, these mysterious rocks baffled scientists and countless myths. But what if the real explanation is even more incredible? Let's uncover the truth. Death Valley is one of the most hostile environments on Earth. Ground temperatures here can reach lethal extremes, and the landscape is defined by vast, parched basins cut off from the rest of the world. In the northern reaches of the park sits Racetrack Playa. It's an exceptionally flat, dry lakebed made of fine clay and silt, the remains of a shallow lake that vanished thousands of years ago. Scattered across this cracked surface are massive boulders, some weighing over 300 kilograms, sitting at the end of long tracks carved directly into the mud. These trails show erratic patterns. While some rocks move in perfectly straight lines, others make sudden, sharp turns or travel in parallel before veering away from one another. Despite the deep grooves left in the earth, the actual movement remained a total mystery for over a century. No visitor or researcher had ever actually witnessed a rock in motion. This lack of observation sparked wild theories. Speculation filled the scientific void, with suggestions ranging from localized earthquakes and magnetic fields to more imaginative ideas about supernatural or extraterrestrial activity. Early 20th century researchers tried to document the phenomenon by mapping the trails and measuring the stones. However, the movement occurred so infrequently that years of observation often yielded zero results. The isolation of the playa and the harsh desert climate turned the moving stones into a geological locked-room mystery. The evidence was carved into the ground, but the culprit was nowhere to be found. In the early 2010s, a new team of researchers shifted the strategy. They moved away from measuring old tracks and began setting an active technological trap to catch the rocks in the act. They outfitted the playa with custom weather stations and time-lapse cameras. Most importantly, they embedded GPS trackers directly into several rocks to monitor their precise coordinates 24 hours a day. The experiment required immense patience. For years, the playa remained dry and inactive, testing the researchers' ability to outlast the desert's long periods of stillness. The catalyst arrived in the form of a rare winter storm. It brought enough rain to flood the basin and temperatures that dropped below freezing. The years of surveillance paid off when the sensors registered a departure from the starting coordinates, documenting the exact moment the playa became active. The data from the GPS trackers and cameras finally revealed the culprit, ruling out the supernatural theories and magnetic fields once and for all. The movement is driven by a process called an ice shove, which requires 4 specific environmental conditions to align. First, a shallow layer of rainwater must flood the playa. On this perfectly flat surface, even a small amount of water creates a slip, frictionless base. Second, nighttime temperatures must drop below freezing. This turns the rainwater into expansive sheets of ice just a few millimeters thick. As the morning sun warms the playa, the ice begins to fracture. The continuous sheet breaks into large, independent floating panels. Third, a gentle wind acts as the engine. It provides just enough pressure to push these massive floating ice panels across the surface of the flooded playa. When an ice panel catches the edge of a rock, it acts like a slow-motion bulldozer. The ice sheet presses against the stone and drags it through the soft mud, leaving behind a trail. The combined pressure of millimeter-thin ice and a gentle breeze generated enough cumulative force to slide the stones across the frictionless floor. The motion is surprisingly slow, only a few meters per minute. Even if you were standing directly next to a rock during a movement event, you would likely never notice it moving with the naked eye. Understanding the physics behind the trails reveals how delicate natural processes can produce effects that look impossible. The resolution of the mystery highlights the power of the scientific method. Rigorous long-term observation and technological persistence eventually solved what human speculation could not. To protect this ongoing natural experiment, the park asks visitors to stay off the playa when it is wet. A single footprint can destroy evidence that takes years to form. Racetrack Playa remains an active geological laboratory. This light-colored trail reaching toward the horizon is a record of a moment when weather and physics aligned. The phenomenon is a demonstration of how a rare, quiet alignment of ordinary physical forces can produce a result that borders on the impossible. The mystery is solved. but the wonder remains. Nature always has another secret waiting to be discovered.